Hey YouTube, how the heck are we doing? It's Foul Play here, back for the third match of this Pauper League. We won the die roll, going to be on the play, going to be mulling this no creature hand, and looks like we're automatically down to at least 4. Alright, we'll keep this one. Opponent on a nice healthy 7, so that's a bit less than ideal for us. So I guess if we have Ancestral Mask, and play it on our creature's still a 1/1, so I guess we're going to just ditch Mask and keep land. If we ditch one of the forests, we're still really far away from resolving like Mask anyway, right? Alright, so it looks like probably Burn, maybe Grixis Affinity, and well, maybe we should have thrown back Forest. 17 land deck, who knew? Alright, opponent on the Great Furnace and the Cycle, so it's almost certainly Burn here. Good news for us is we do have a pretty good matchup here. If we can go ahead, find some white mana, find some lifelink, we'll be in a really good spot. Alright, opponent cycling more stuff. And Reckless Impulse finding Mountain plus Chain Lightning. Opponent cashing that one in now. So that's how we've got really good card advantage in hand. 7 in hand. Lots of good stuff from them. We find Lotus Petals, so this is an interesting one. I think we could cash it in now, but if we draw Armadillo Cloak, we're going to want to cash in on that. Sentinel's Eyes isn't the best. I guess we cash it in on Ethereal Armor. In for 2. Alright, and opponent casting Swift Spear, and I'm guessing a fair bit of burn is coming at our face right now. So Swift Spear crashing in. Hopefully we can find like an Abundant Growth off the top here, start channeling towards something meaningful. Doesn't look like it, so I guess we'll just leave Forest in hand for information's sakes. That actually might be a bit of a misplay, because if we draw Abundant Growth, we can still Abundant Growth into Armadillo Cloak, so it's okay. Alright, so opponent, another Reckless Impulse, finding Flame Breather and Synthesizer. Plays the Synthesizer. Opponent finding a Swift Spear off that. So here comes Swift Spear. Bunch in hand still. Opponent attacks for a decent amount. And we find Cartouche. Alright, well, it's looking pretty horrible. We can't really block Swift Spear, so we don't have a choice but to send in here. Certainly if we had a hand with white mana, we'd probably be in a really strong position from here with Sentinel's Eyes on our creature. Alright, opponent plays the Flame Breather. Access to 3 mana on the field. Sacks the Synthesizer for the Samurai token, continuing to generate this value, plays the Rebirth, yes, plays the Rebirth, sacking Great Furnace. Triggers all around. So Armadillo Cloak off top is not quite enough here. I think we're just dead at this point. Plains, that's a big middle finger right there, isn't it? Alright, well, attack in meaninglessly. Hey, maybe our opponent has 5 lands in hand. Who knows? Alright, opponent kicks it off with a Lightning Bolt here. Triple trigger. So we're going to go down to 3, and, well, they've got some pretty good damage wide here, but they're electing to do some more stuff. Alright, GG on this one. And there's the send-in. Well, what's the bet? They're going to Prowess trigger, and okay, maybe not, but still well and truly lethal. On to sideboarding. So, sideboard cards from our opponent we need to be aware of. Literally end the festivities, which for 1 red mana will pop our creatures, deal 1 damage to all creatures. So, want to make sure we can get to 2 toughness. Crimson Acolyte is a good efficiency swap for Ledgewalker, and we're going to take out Cloak. Now, the decks have been running a 1 mana artifact that can deal 1 damage to creatures, so or maybe it's 2 damage to creatures. We'll keep this one. This is really strong. We're missing 1 land from Cloak. I think with this hand we turn 1 Utopia Sprawl as well. especially with end of festivities being around. Alright, opponent Chromatic Star. We find Bogle. Much of muchness as to which one we play. We'll go on the scout for this time. Alright, opponent Kildrow's Rebirth. Drawing a card, hitting that land drop, and playing another star. Alright, so excellent value for our opponent here. Find Utopia Sprawl, that's not too bad. We'll go for white again. Throw down on Cartouche. And we have guaranteed cloak next turn, so it doesn't really matter what we do here. I guess we'll start belittling down our opponent's tokens. I think it was a mistake. I should have attacked with the warrior token in the middle there as well. Okay, so opponent on Synthesizer. They're running out of time. They find Chain Lightning. So Chain Lightning coming to face now. Sacking the star first makes good sense. Making their land drop. Alright, so I'm going to take that 3 damage. Going to lose our tokens. So I'm not too concerned about losing the tokens, but we did miss out on 1 point of damage there, which is certainly a mistake. Alright, so all is good. We resolve Armadillo Cloak. We get our triggers. Happy days. Alright, opponent plays out another Synthesizer here, finding Monastery Swiftspear. They're going to start chaining some spells together now. Comes down. Basic Mountain. 2 in hand. Alright. Looks like they're running out of gas a little bit. They attack for 4. We're going to be gaining that and some more on the crack pack though. So we find Forest here. Forest into Armadillo Cloak. We'll run out the Abundant Growth just quickly first up. Armadillo Cloak is less damage actually, and we already have the critical words here, so definitely going in on Ethereal Armor here is the correct move. So that's an Ethereal Armor for 7, taking our creature up to 12, and that's literally lethal. On for sideboarding here, I mean, nothing else I really want to change. Lotus Petal is good in face of what our opponent's doing. Alright, we see this lovely 7 card hand, so we're going to be going down to 6 here. Searching for something a touch better. Alright, this is better, but it does lose to End of Festivities. Oh, no, End of Festivities is still good. Yeah, no, okay. This is just a really strong hand. So, ditch Forest, and opponent plays Mountain, passing to us. Lovely for us. We find Glade Cover Scout. I think we stick to the plan. We'll cycle Ash Barrens in end step. Downside to this is if they have that artifact that deals 2 damage to our guy, we could be in some trouble. Alright, opponent Lightning Bolt in our end step, Reckless Impulse during our turn. So we're going to go ahead, take this opportunity, basic land cycle, find the plains. Opponent revealing Great Furnace, End of Festivities. We find Scout. So we could actually go in on Scout here, and that would be reasonable. I think we get our creature big enough that this is fine. They could potentially chain together some chump blockers, which could be troublesome for our Scout. This is not too bad though. I think it's like slightly safer than having Acolyte blown up though. Opponent's just got 2 of them. Alright, well I guess that's a line I did not consider. So punished for not considering that one. Alright, we find Crimson Acolyte now. That's a really good one. Go ahead, play Crimson Acolyte. Ethereal Armor comes down. 1 Ethereal Armor in the bin though, so we have lost out on a fair bit of value on that one. Alright, and nothing from our opponent. So we're going to go ahead and play the Abundant Growth. Abundant Growth, draw trigger, finds Forest. Forest not the best one. Crimson Acolyte buffed up to 3 power though. So we're going to go ahead and attack. Second main, we will deploy our Scout. If our opponent wants to try and interact with it, we can give it Pro Red. Can act as a good chump blocker as well. Alright, opponent Kildrow's Rebirth. Getting much of chump blockers there. And Utopia Sprawl, so we'll just continue to grow our guy. So we'll put this one on red for Chain Lightning Denial. Attack for 4, opponent cannot block. Okay, so opponent plays out a land, 4th land on turn 6. They did sack one to the Rebirth though. Should give us a good indication that their hand is full of spells, however. Alright, so we'll block here, and before damage, we will give protection from red. Cool. So opponent, we're on 13. Opponent can actually chain together a fair bit and kill us, but we do find the Rancor, and that's going to be a really strong one for us. So that puts our opponent on a 2-turn clock if we attack in. We'll leave the scout back on defense, importantly. Lava Dart to face from the opponent, sure thing. And a few more burn spells. Galvanic Blast 2 for 2 damage. So opponent realizes that it's do or die at this point of this match. We take them to 6, and they're going to look to draw a burn spell and burn us out, going straight to face here. Alright, so we're going to combat. Opponent chooses not to attack, passing to us. Bold move, because I don't believe that they can block our creature. Alright, we find another aura, pumping up our creature even more. So I'm going to throw that one down. Now we're just going to attack in for victory. Let's triple lightning bolt to face or something. Alright, so we take that one as a win. So that was really good. Hope you guys enjoyed the match. If you did and want to see more like it, please consider subscribing. As always, let me know what you think in the comments below. Until next time, have a great day.